Have you ever seen someone judge another person without knowing anything about them? A woman named Brenda thought she knew everything about the quiet waitress serving her coffee, but she was about to learn a lesson she would never forget. Before we continue the story, we would love to know where you are watching from. Please let us know in the comments so we can bring more stories that
Brenda
resonate
was
with
about
you.
to deliver
And
a
don't
lesson
forget
in
to hit that
humility.
subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss our upcoming stories. Now, let's dive into the story. The little bell above the door of the Daily Grind Cafe jingled, announcing another customer seeking warmth from the cool afternoon air. The cafe was a cozy place, filled with the comforting smell of coffee beans and fresh pastries. It was a local favorite, not just for its good coffee but for its friendly atmosphere. Behind the counter was Isabella, a woman in her late 20s. She wore a simple black apron over a plain t-shirt and jeans. Her dark hair was tied back in a neat ponytail, and though she looked a little tired, she had a genuine, warm smile for every person who walked in. She moved with a quiet efficiency, wiping down counters, brewing fresh coffee, and serving customers with a gentle grace. Today was special at the Daily Grind. On the corner of the counter sat a large glass jar with a handwritten sign that read, "Support Haven House Women's Shelter. Every dollar helps." The cafe was hosting a week-long fundraiser for the local shelter, a place that provided safety and a new start for women and children in need. The bell jingled again, this time more forcefully. A woman named Brenda stepped inside. Brenda was in her late 50s, dressed in a designer coat with a silk scarf wrapped perfectly around her neck. Her handbag was unmistakably expensive, and her jewelry sparkled under the cafe's soft lights. She scanned the room with an air of importance, as if she were inspecting it, rather than just visiting. In a quiet corner, a man named Mr. Evans sat at a small table typing on his laptop. He seemed like any other customer, focused on his work, occasionally taking a sip of his black coffee. He glanced up briefly when Brenda entered, then returned to his screen. Brenda walked straight to the counter, not waiting her turn. "I need a non-fat, extra-hot latte with 2 pumps of sugar-free vanilla," she announced, her voice loud enough for half the cafe to hear. Isabella, who was helping another customer, finished her task and turned to Brenda with her patient smile. "Of course, that'll be right up for you." As Isabella prepared the drink, Brenda's eyes landed on the donation jar for the women's shelter. She let out a small, theatrical sigh. She reached into her expensive purse and pulled out a crisp $20 bill. Instead of just putting it in the jar, she held it between her fingers, making sure everyone could see it. She then dramatically dropped the bill into the jar. The gesture was loud and showy. "There," she said, looking at Isabella. "It's so important to give back to the less fortunate." Isabella nodded politely. "Thank you so much for your donation. Every little bit helps the women at Haven House." Brenda leaned in closer, lowering her voice to a conspiratorial whisper, but it was still loud enough for those nearby to hear. "You know, dear," she said, looking Isabella up and down, "it's all about making better life choices. If people worked hard and had some self-respect, they wouldn't need to end up in places like that." Isabella's smile tightened just a little, but she remained composed. She simply said, "People fall on hard times for many reasons." Brenda wasn't finished. She saw herself as giving valuable life advice. "Exactly. Bad choices. I just hope you're saving your money," she continued, gesturing around the cafe. "A job like this, it's not a career. You're a pretty girl. You should be focused on finding a good husband, not depending on the charity of others." The air around the counter grew thick with unspoken tension. Another customer shifted uncomfortably. Mr. Evans, the man in the corner, stopped typing. He was now watching the interaction with a focused, curious expression. Isabella simply placed the latte on the counter. "Here is your drink," she said, her voice calm and even. "I hope you have a nice day." But Brenda felt dismissed. "That's it? You don't have anything to say? I'm trying to help you." Before Isabella could respond, a calm voice cut through the tension. "Excuse me." Everyone turned. Mr. Evans had closed his laptop and was now standing by the counter. He looked at Brenda, then at Isabella. Brenda immediately brightened, thinking she had found an ally. "Oh, hello. Were you seeing this?" I was just giving this young lady some friendly advice. Mr. Evans gave a small, polite nod. I heard, he said. He then turned his full attention to Isabella. Ms. de la Cruz, I'm Robert Evans from the City Chronicle. I believe we have a 2 o'clock interview? Brenda's perfectly shaped eyebrows shot up in surprise. She looked from the ordinary-looking man to the waitress, Isabella. An interview? With her? She asked with a short, disbelieving laugh. What for? A story on the struggles of minimum wage? Mr. Evans didn't smile. His expression was serious, professional. No, he said clearly. I'm here to interview Ms. de la Cruz for our newspaper's Hidden Heroes series. Brenda stared, completely confused. Hidden hero? She serves coffee. Mr. Evans continued, his voice steady and clear, now easily heard throughout the quiet cafe. Ms. de la Cruz is the hero who founded, and personally funds, the entire Haven House Shelter Network. A collective, soft gasp went through the cafe. Brenda's jaw dropped. Her face, which was so full of pride moments before, was now draining of all its color. What? Brenda stammered. Isabella de la Cruz established the Haven House Foundation 5 years ago using an inheritance from her family, Mr. Evans explained. She wanted to create a charity that truly understood the needs of the community. She didn't just write a check. She built it from the ground up. He then gestured around the cafe. She also owns the Daily Grind coffee shop chain. All of them. 100% of the profits from every single cafe go directly to her foundation to support the shelters. This fundraiser, he said, pointing to the jar, was her idea to get the community involved. Brenda looked at the $20 bill sitting inside the jar, then back at Isabella's simple apron and tired, kind eyes. Her mind couldn't process it. Mr. Evans delivered the final piece of information. Ms. de la Cruz works a shift in one of her cafes once a month. She says it keeps her connected to the people she wants to help, and reminds her that dignity is not about how much money you have, but how you treat others. The silence in the cafe was deafening. Brenda opened and closed her mouth, but no words came out. She looked at Isabella, who was now watching her with a calm, steady gaze. There was no anger in Isabella's eyes, only a quiet disappointment. Finally, Brenda found her voice, but it was just a weak whisper. I had no idea. No, Isabella said softly, but her voice was firm. You didn't. You saw an apron, and you assumed you knew my whole life story. The women in Haven House aren't there because they made bad choices. They are there because they are escaping situations you can't even imagine. They are mothers, daughters, and sisters. They are brave, and they deserve respect, not judgment. Shame washed over Brenda's face. It was a deep, burning shame. She couldn't look Isabella in the eye. She couldn't look at anyone. Without another word, she grabbed her latte, turned, and practically fled from the cafe, the little bell on the door jingling mockingly behind her. As the door closed, a quiet applause started from the other customers. Isabella blushed slightly but gave them all a grateful smile. Mr. Evans smiled at her. Well, Ms. de la Cruz, I think I have my opening for the article. Shall we begin? Isabella nodded, untying her apron. Please, she said, call me Isabella. So that was the story of Isabella, a woman who proved that true charity isn't about showing off. It's about genuine kindness and understanding. We have a question for you. Have you ever misjudged someone, only to find out you were completely wrong? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if this story resonated with you, please hit that subscribe button and give this video a like. It's completely free for you, but it helps our channel a lot. Thanks for watching, and have a beautiful day.